Europass Language Portfolio. Understanding, Listening. A1. I can understand familiar words and very basic phrases concerning myself, my family, and immediate surroundings when people speak slowly and clearly. A2. I can understand phrases and the highest frequency vocabulary related to areas of most immediate personal relevance, e.g., very basic personal and family information, shopping, local area, employment. I can catch the main points in short, clear, simple messages and announcements. B1. I can understand the main points of many radio or TV programs on current affairs or topics of personal or professional interest when the delivery is relatively slow and clear. B2. I can understand most TV news and current affairs programs. I can understand the majority of films in standard dialect. C1. I can understand extended speech even when it is not clearly structured and when relationships are only implied and not signalled explicitly. I can understand television programs and films without too much effort. C2. I have no difficulty in understanding any kind of spoken language, whether live or broadcast, even when delivered at fast native speed, provided I have some time to get familiar with the accent. Reading. A1. I can understand familiar names, words, and very simple sentences, for example, on notices and posters or in catalogues. A2. I can read very short, simple texts. I can find specific, predictable information in simple everyday material such as advertisements, prospectuses, menus, and timetables, and I can understand short, simple, personal letters. B1. I can understand texts that consist mainly of high-frequency everyday or job-related language. I can understand the description of events, feelings, and wishes in personal letters. B2. I can read articles and reports concerned with contemporary problems in which the writers adopt particular attitudes or viewpoints. I can understand contemporary literary prose. C1. I can understand long and complex factual and literary texts, appreciating distinctions of style. I can understand specialized articles and longer technical instructions, even when they do not relate to my field. C2. I can read with ease virtually all forms of written language, including abstract, structurally or linguistically complex texts such as manuals, specialized articles, and literary works. Speaking. Spoken interaction. A1. I can interact in a simple way provided the other person is prepared to repeat or rephrase things at a slower rate of speech and help me formulate what I'm trying to say. I can ask and answer simple questions in areas of immediate need or on very familiar topics. A2. I can communicate in simple and routine tasks requiring a simple and direct exchange of information on familiar topics and activities. I can handle very short social exchanges, even though I can't usually understand enough to keep the conversation going myself. B1. I can deal with most situations likely to arise whilst travelling in an area where the language is spoken. I can enter unprepared into conversation on topics that are familiar, of personal interest, or pertinent in everyday life, e.g. family, hobbies, work, travel, and current events. B2. I can interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity that makes regular interaction with native speakers quite possible. I can take an active part in discussion in familiar contexts, accounting for and sustaining my views. C1. I can express myself fluently and spontaneously without much obvious searching for expressions. I can use language flexibly and effectively for social and professional purposes. I can formulate ideas and opinions with precision and relate my contributions skillfully to those of other speakers. C2. I can take part effortlessly in any conversation or discussion and have a good familiarity with idiomatic expressions and colloquialisms. I can express myself fluently and convey finer shades of meaning precisely. If I do have a problem, I can backtrack and restructure around the difficulty so smoothly that other people are hardly aware of it. Spoken production. A1. I can use simple phrases and sentences to describe where I live and people I know. A2. I can use a series of phrases and sentences to describe, in simple terms, my family and other people, living conditions, my educational background, and my present or most recent job. B1. I can connect phrases in a simple way in order to describe experiences and events, my dreams, hopes, and ambitions. I can briefly give reasons and explanations for opinions and plans. I can narrate a story or relate the plot of a book or film and describe my reactions. B2. I can present clear, detailed descriptions on a wide range of subjects related to my field of interest. I can explain a viewpoint on a topical issue, giving the advantages and disadvantages of various options. C1. I can present clear, detailed descriptions of complex subjects, integrating sub-themes, developing particular points, and rounding off with an appropriate conclusion. C2. I can present a clear, smoothly flowing description or argument in a style appropriate to the context and with an effective logical structure which helps the recipient to notice and remember significant points. Writing. A1. I can write a short, simple postcard, for example, sending holiday greetings. I can fill in forms with personal details, for example, entering my name, nationality, and address on a hotel registration form. A2. I can write short, simple notes and messages. I can write a very simple personal letter, for example, thanking someone for something. B1. I can write simple connected text on topics which are familiar or of personal interest. I can write personal letters describing experiences and impressions. B2. I can write clear, detailed text on a wide range of subjects related to my interests. I can write an essay or report passing on information or giving reasons in support of or against a particular point of view. I can write letters highlighting the personal significance of events and experiences. C1. I can express myself in clear, well-structured text expressing points of view at some length. I can write about complex subjects in a letter, an essay, or a report underlining what I consider to be the salient issues. I can select a style appropriate to the reader in mind. C2. I can write clear, smoothly flowing text in an appropriate style. I can write complex letters, reports, or articles which present a case with an effective logical structure which helps the recipient to notice and remember significant points. I can write summaries and reviews of professional or literary works. The complete self-assessment grid can be accessed from the website of the Council of Europe.